Before we get into the recap for this season, I just want to give a shout out to the banging intro that it has. Alright, so we start right where we left off in the part 1 of season 4, right? And if you don't remember what that is, make sure you go watch my last video. Anyway, Levi and Zeke then got themselves into a fight, and then one of them things blew up right in their face, right? And Levi's all fucked up, but Hanj makes a smart play and escapes with him. Zeke, on the other hand, absorbs the Titan and comes back to full health, butt-ass naked. God damn! Meanwhile, Eren starts to fend off the Marley and attack, and he out there beating their ass too, even using his new hardening abilities. But then he gets headshotted. All of Eren's friends want to believe in him, so they run up to help him. But Eren said, y'all know who I am? I don't need no help. I'm ripping faces off out here. But Zeke pulls up to help anyway. And if you remember, Zeke needs to touch Eren so they can start the rumbling. And Zeke does a good job taking out the Marley and airships, but it's like him and Eren both never played a battle royale game because they both just stand out in the open in the middle of a war zone and get sniped. Eren gets back in the fight, but he clearly doesn't learn his lesson. And Zeke is down, so he decides to use his trump card, turn everyone into Titans. But Falco's older brother pleads with him not to do it while little Falco's in range because he had some of the spinal fluid get in his mouth. Zeke contemplates it.
Now come on in the house and say bye to Charlene and the kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck the kids?
Yeah.
Now they all turning, even the OG Pixis. So the Jaw Titan's all beat up and he can't regenerate, so he decides to give himself the long neck Titan Falco. And Eren makes a break for it so he can touch Zeke and start the rumbling. And god damn it, Eren, I'm gonna need you to scan the battlefield for snipers. Then we cut to Eren in some place with Zeke in chains, right? And Zeke's like, yo, I've been here forever waiting, but now you're here, we can finally make all the Eldians not be able to have children. And Eren's like, psych, I was kidding, we doing the rumbling, nigga. But then Zeke's like, haha, psych, I wasn't really chained up, I got all the power here. And then he takes Eren on a trip down memory lane. So Zeke takes Eren through some of their memories and shit, trying to make it look like their dad is a bad guy. And in the end, right before their dad takes the founding Titan, we learn that the attack Titan has the ability to see the past and the future of all of its users. And Eren is the one who influenced his dad to go ahead and kill them, even though Eren was just a little boy. It's really convoluted. And then at the end, their dad sees Zeke and is telling you, I love you, I should have been there for you, which is probably what Zeke needed this whole time. But he also says that he can see Eren's future and that Zeke needs to stop him. And now back in the present, or whatever time this is, Zeke realized he fucked up. Eren's like, yo, this is only possible because you let me see dad's memories. Then we get some Ymir backstory, right? Her people get their ass whooped and she's captured and becomes a slave for these other people. Then she gets in trouble for something and then she's running away. But then she falls into this lake where this big old worm thingy touches her and I guess she becomes the first Titan, and that's how the Titans were born. But even then, she's still a slave, and she does a lot for her new captors, including winning wars for them and stuff. And then she starts having babies, which are the first Titan babies. Anyway, Zeke's of royal blood, so he tells Ymir to make sure that no of the Titan people can have any babies. And as she's going to do it, Eren chases her down and whispers some sweet nothings in her ear, right? And she obviously likes it. I mean, look at that face, and it works. Then the worm thing comes out of Eren's body, in the present time, and connects to his head. And now Eren is the kaiju of all kaijus, the Titans have came out of the walls, and the rumbling has begun. Eren then gets on the school intercom to address all the subjects of Ymir at once. And he's like, yo, I'm about to kill everyone but us, let's roll out. So now all hell done broke loose, right? The Titans are attacking just anybody. Then we get some subplots started up. If you remember little Falco, he inherited the Jaw Titan, but now our main gang has control of Falco, and they're like, let's feed him to somebody. Maybe Commander OG Pixis. But Connie's like, you know who else is a Titan? My mom! And then he steals Falco and takes off. So they end up killing up all the Titans, even Commander Pixis, R.I.P. my brother. Bowl cut head ass Yelena's all defeated, and Annie is finally awakened after all this time. Annie reveals that she was conscious the whole time and could hear people talking around her. Then we get some backstory on her. She was abused by her adopted father, but then at the end of it, she came around to kind of respect her father because he apologized. The point is, now that the rumblings happened, she wants to save him. She doesn't want anything bad to happen to her family. But spoiler alert, that nigga gets shot. And now that Eren's running off doing his thing or whatever, we see what everyone else is up to. Flock is tripping with power right now, where Jean and Mikasa are. Then we see that Hanji is keeping Levi alive. Levi's fine, he's good, but he's pulled up with the Cart Titan and that one guy from the Marley army. And Connie and Armin meet up with Annie again for the first time, but only after Armin saves Falco from Connie putting him in his mom's mouth. Then the group with Flock escapes, but like there's a lot that happens. All this to say that the Cart Titan, Hanj, Gene, the black guy, Bowl Cut Head, Marley and General Dude, Annie, Reiner, Gabby and Falco, and the great Mikasa and Armin are all joining forces to try and stop Eren. They have some small fights and shit, but they work it out by talking, right? There's a lot of animosity here. Gabby killed Sasha, Annie and Reiner killed Marco, Gene almost killed Falco, etc., right? And they talk it out real good. No one got hurt at all. Anyway, they head to the port to try and catch up with Eren, but it's occupied by Flock and the Jaegerists. The plan is to steal this flying boat, but if they're caught, the Jaegerists will just destroy it, right? So Armin puts on his best Denzel impression to get Flock to get the boat ready, but it doesn't work. So then Mikasa rushes in and their whole plan fails, so they gotta resort to violence. Armin gets pieced up, but he's got plot armor vest, so we know he's gonna be good. And Reiner and Annie tighten up. But the Jaegerists are putting up a good defense, right? The Thunder Spears are fucking the Titans up. But Connie turns into a badass to protect them, and even Falco turns into a Jaw Titan, making its first appearance. Interesting design, I dig it. Then Mikasa, who's always been a badass, is like doing some like straight up ninja shit. She's cutting people in half. She's got combos. She's making people explode and it's raining blood and she's standing there like some Mortal Kombat fatality shit. I don't know. It was kind of cool, but it felt really out of place in my opinion. So anyway, they win. They secure the ship, and then we get the most pointless deaths of the show. And this is a brief recap of it. Yo, what's good, nigga? Why didn't you get on the flying boat with the rest of your people? Well, you see, there's this Marley ship right here, and it could catch up to them and kill them, so I'm gonna go inside and blow it up. Oh, alright, bet, I'ma help. Alright, so now all we gotta do is blow up this gunpowder in this room and sacrifice ourselves for our friends. Wait, wasn't there a whole bunch of dead soldiers with thunder spears? And I'm sure they got a bunch of thunder spears stored somewhere. We could use that to blow up the boat from afar and now everybody's sad for no reason. Now this last episode is a flashback episode, and I'm not the only one who's mad about that. A couple of these comments sum it up perfectly. It does provide some context, but it doesn't really move the story forward, so I'm not going to cover it. You should have already seen it if you hear it anyway, and if you haven't, go watch it. Anyway, so at the end of it all the world ships are like standing in a line in the water where the rumbling is coming, and they're going to try and stop it. And that shit don't work. And the season ends with the rumbling smashing the world.